you are one of the biggest Disney fans I know, and you saw an early screening of Toy Story 5, and you sent me a message. This movie's going to make $1 billion. I want to know how you know that. And I'll say, based on clips that have come out, they've really got me interested. It's now the classic toys versus something every parent deals with now, screens. Tell me about Toy Story 5, and I want to hear your review.
Okay, well, let me just speak to the billion. Inside Out 2, a mediocre movie, made $1 billion. Zootopia 2, good but mediocre, made $1 billion. Toy Story 5, the gang is back. Pixar is back and is going to make $1 billion because it is ostensibly so much better than the other two. There are caveats, though. So we'll get into that in just a moment. But the story-wise, it takes place 2 years after Woody left to join Bo Peep out in the wilderness. That's Toy Story 4, which, in case most of you haven't seen it. So Jesse is now the leader of the toys, of the Bonnie's toys, and Buzz is her deputy. Now, Bonnie is just like Andy. She loved to play with toys. She has all these fantasies about playing with toys, but the problem is she doesn't have any friends. It's hard for her to make friends because she plays with toys. And so she's part of this dance club, this dance class. And the girls there have pads. In fact, they can talk to each other on these little pads. They can set up play dates on these little pads and sleepovers. And so Bonnie's parents, against their better judgment, decide that they're going to buy Bonnie a pad. And the pad is named Lily. And like the other toys, only wants the best for Bonnie. And so she sets up all the social media and gets her connected with the other girls. And then she goes to a sleepover only to find out that Bonnie is a little immature for the little girls because she still plays with dolls. And that kind of is what sets the foundation of this story. Now it's up to Jesse to... Jesse sees Lily Pad as evil. She sees all tech as evil. And Bonnie is experiencing that, the online bullying and all that stuff from the other kids. And so now Jesse goes out to save the day. There's a girl who lives out in the country. She likes horses, and she's in the same position as Bonnie. She doesn't have a lot of friends, and she too likes to play with toys, with horses and things like that. And Jesse thinks it'd be a great idea to connect those two. But Lily says no, she needs to get back with her dance friends. And so that's the main conflict of this movie. So let me address things that are going to come up in the conversation. Toy Story 1 through 3 is Andy's story. Andy is a boy. We all love Andy. We all love the Andy story. We think it's perfect. Toy Story 4 and 5, this is Bonnie's story. So you're taking the girl perspective here. That's why Jesse is the lead. And that's why, as a conversation I had with Christian Toto, Buzz is a bit emasculated in this one. Buzz has a real, has it in for Jesse, and kind of his thing throughout the whole movie is he wants to propose to her, and so he's trying to get on her good side, and Jesse just wants to do her own thing. And the other thing here is, yes, this is a movie about Bonnie with girls, but there are a lot of boy things in this movie. This movie is for boys and girls, and there's enough for both to make this interesting. The opening of the movie is on an island, a deserted island, and there is a shipping container crashed on the island with the doors open. And strewn about this shipping container are about 100 commemorative Buzz Lightyear toys. And these toys activate themselves. And they look in the sky and say, Star Command. And so the toys here, their mission is to once again reunite with Star Command. And look, this was a smart move. Because like the opening of Toy Story 2, and I think Toy Story 3 was somewhat this... No, Toy Story 2, there was this Zurg adventure. And Pixar just really nailed what this relationship between Buzz and Zurg was like. And the opening of Toy Story 5 is just that. This is a Buzz Lightyear adventure going on. And I remember watching this opening saying, oh my God, this is a Toy Story movie. I love this. And look, I'm just gonna say it. I think if you're predisposed to really love Toy Story 1 through 3, I don't think you're gonna have as much fun as I had for this one, because you're gonna walk in and you're just gonna pick the thing apart. But if you have kids and you bring your kids to see this one, you are going to kind of fall in love with this movie as much as your kids will. The other thing is, to me, this is a return to Pixar storytelling, something we haven't seen in Pixar in a very long time, not since a certain person left. Not and the thing about this, and this is classic Pixar, and it happens throughout the entire movie. They set up a plan, they outline the plan, and when they execute the plan, everything goes wrong. And it gets to the point where you wonder, how the hell are they going to get out of this? And then they find a great way to get out of it. And that's this movie over and over again. It's this constant questioning of what's going to happen next. How are they going to get out of this? How are they going to finally reunite? How's Bonnie going to be? There's an ending. The ending you think takes place about a half an hour before it actually ends, because you think it's wrapping itself up way too neatly, and then it just takes this twist.
Don't say anything.
I won't say anything. Classic, but it's classic Pixar. The other thing is, because if you know classic Pixar, you know when this ending is about to happen, that it's like this ending's really not going to happen because it's wrapping itself up way too neatly. The other thing is, I don't know, when you watch the credits, guess who gets fourth billing on the credits? Conan O'Brien gets fourth billing. He plays a potty toy, an electronic toy, a tech that Jesse hates, that teaches kids how to be potty trained. And oh my God! So not only is he Conan O'Brien in this movie, but he has the best lines. Why? Because Conan O'Brien gets the lion's share of all these potty and pee jokes throughout the entire movie. And I'm like, oh, Pixar is back. And the feeling I get is, this may be an outlier, and that the upcoming movies from Pixar will probably suck. But at least we got one good one that took seriously the style of storytelling, the look, the feel of the movie. I mean, oh my God, I wish Pixar would. I wish from now on Pixar movies were like this, but I feel like they're not.
So I have several questions.
Yeah.
One, is it a return to form for Pixar?
It is a return to form, but again, look, Andrew Stanton is the director of this. The other Pixar movies aren't directed by Andrew Stanton.
And the other thing is,
how
do they handle the? You mentioned some of it, and you don't have to go into big detail. Mm-hmm. We'll do that Friday. But what about the lily pad? Like, how do they handle kids stuck on screen?
Yeah, no, I mean, it handles it very honestly. The dangers of the screens, the fact that kids, I mean, there's plenty of scenes of kids just mesmerized to these screens. Also, thinking that, if we just connect our kids through screens instead of in person, that's just as good as being in person. And over and over again, Jesse says, no, you need to have, they need to be physically together. They can't be on screens.
So there's a good
that message is hammered home throughout the entire film.
Do you think this will actually get parents to rethink their relationship with screens and tech as it relates to their kids?
I certainly hope so. I mean, I think it questions it enough to say, one, you should be playing with your toys and not playing games on screens, and two, you should be actually with people, with other kids your age.
My last question before we go, what makes you think this is gonna make $1 billion? You were so adamant.
Well, I just mentioned it up front. If Inside Out 2 and Zootopia 2 can make $1 billion easily, this is ostensibly a far better movie than those two. And again, it's one, repeat value. You can see this movie over and over again, and two, you're bringing your kids to it, and your kids will want to see this over and over again, and that just means more ticket sales, more and more ticket sales.
So I don't even need to ask, you recommend it?
I recommend it. 8.5.
All right.
And by the way, the Taylor Swift song is completely unmemorable.
But there's a reason they put that in.
Yeah, because she's Taylor Swift.
Well, not just that. They want they want her to sing it at the Oscars. Yeah. She will get Best Song nominee.
Yeah, definitely.
You heard it here.
Yeah, and then also, they added a new song to the live action Moana for the exact same reason.